Kuzampo and a very warm welcome to Bhutan This Week, a weekly news magazine program with me, Samtan Dolkar. Our top stories this week. His Majesty the King grants audience to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Gyeotin granted an audience to their Imperial Highnesses, Crown Prince and Crown Princess Akishino and Prince Hisahito of Japan. And increasing number of people visiting hospital due to air pollution in Gomtu. His Majesty the King granted an audience to the Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi at the Golden Throne Room of the Tashi Chozong. Her Majesty the Gyeotin and His Royal Highness the Gyese were also present during the audience.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi was escorted to Tashi Chozong in the traditional Chipdral procession. Chipdral is a ceremonial procession of welcome for an honored guest to ensure the most auspicious beginning to an important event. Upon arrival at the courtyard, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was presented with the Guard of Honour by the Royal Bodyguards, Royal Bhutan Army and Royal Bhutan Police. Following that, the Prime Minister was then ushered to the Golden Throne Room where His Majesty the King, accompanied by Her Majesty the Gyeotin, granted an audience to the Prime Minister. Bhutan and India enjoy excellent bilateral ties exemplified by extensive development partnership, mutually beneficial hydropower cooperation, and strong trade and economic linkages. It was the close friendship between His Majesty the Third Dugalpo and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru that laid strong foundation for close friendship and cooperation, which was further strengthened during the reigns of successive kings. Pema Saldun Singh, BBS News.
His Majesty the King and Her Majesty the Gyeotin granted an audience to their Imperial Highnesses, Crown Prince and Crown Princess Akishino and Prince Hisahito of Japan. The Imperial family was in the country for 10 days on the invitation of His Majesty the King. The Imperial family were ushered to the Golden Throne Room in a traditional Chipdral procession. Chipdral is a ceremonial procession of welcome for an honored guest to ensure the most auspicious beginning to an important event. His Majesty the King, accompanied by Her Majesty the Gyeotin, granted an audience to the Imperial family at the Golden Throne Room. Following the audience, the Japanese Imperial family was invited to a lunch at the Linkana Palace. His Imperial Highness the Crown Prince Fumihito is the youngest son of the former Emperor of Japan, Akihito, and Empress Michiko, and married Her Imperial Highness Crown Princess Kiko in 1990. His Imperial Highness Prince Hisahito is the youngest and the only son of Crown Prince Fumihito and Crown Princess Kiko. This is Prince Hisahito's first overseas trip, a summer holiday from his junior high school. For Pema Saldun Singh, Samtan Dolkar, BBS News. His Majesty the King, His Majesty the Fourth Dugalpo and Her Majesty the Gyeotin hosted a royal luncheon in honor of the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the Tashi Chozong. The royal luncheon was the last event the Indian Prime Minister attended before his departure for India. his arrival at the courtyard, students from schools in Thimphu performed the Bhutan-India Friendship Song to welcome the Indian Prime Minister. It was followed by a welcome dance showcasing the unique culture of different highland communities of Bhutan. A Bedra Chum was also presented by the Royal Academy of Performing Arts, followed by a Dzongkha dance praising the extraordinary relationship between Bhutan and India. The event was hosted at the Kinre of the 378-year-old fortress that houses the throne room and the office of the king. The event was also attended by Their Majesties the Queen Mothers, other members of the royal family, the Prime Minister and other cabinet members and other dignitaries. Samtan Dolkar, PBS News. Prime Ministers Dr. Lote Tshering and Narendra Modi formally inaugurated the 720 megawatt Mandichu hydropower project at the Semtokhatsong. Alongside the two prime ministers also launched several other initiatives and projects, and 9 memorandum of understanding were exchanged between Bhutan and India.
The two prime ministers also launched stamps commemorating 5 decades of Bhutan-India hydropower cooperation and Rupee card. Besides, the prime ministers inaugurated the ground station for the South Asian satellite and interconnection between Indian National Knowledge Network and Drukgyal. The inauguration of interconnection between Indian National Knowledge Network and Drukgyal will enable collaborative research, development and enable knowledge and information sharing. At the Semtokhatsong, 9 memorandum of understanding were exchanged between Bhutan and India. These include an accord between the Department of Information Technology and Telecom and the Indian Space Research Organization towards developing and promoting space technology. The power purchase agreement between the Power Trading Corporation of India Limited and the Druk Green Power Corporation for sale and purchase of Mangdishu was also signed today. This is Sringdandu for BBS News.
The government of India has assured their support to Bhutan in realizing its dream of establishing a multidisciplinary super speciality hospital. The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi confirmed this in a press statement at Semtokhatsong.
साथियों, डॉक्टर छेरिंग ने हमारी पहली मुलाकात में मुझे बताया था.
My friend Prime Minister Dr. Lote Tshering had told me during our first meeting that providing good health services to common man was one of the key objectives of his motive behind entering politics. I would like to assure you that India will offer all possible help and support to fulfill his dream of having multidisciplinary super specialty hospital in Bhutan.
हर संभव सहयोग करेगा.
The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi also announced that the 253-year-old statue of Shabdrung Ngawang Namgyal at the Semtokhatsong will be loaned to Bhutan for another 5 years. The statue was loaned to Bhutan by India in 2016. Bhutan has also been assured of increased postgraduate scholarship intake at the Nalanda University from 2 to 5. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also said India will increase the supply of subsidized LPG to Bhutan from 700 to 1,000 metric tons per month to help provide clean energy to villages. This is Pasang Doji for BBS News.
India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi met with hundreds of Bhutanese students at the Royal University of Bhutan. In his address, he said he is confident that the youth of Bhutan will contribute in finding solutions to the problems of the world. The Prime Minister said young minds should find innovative solutions for every challenge. Prime Minister Modi also highlighted that youth should shape the future of Bhutan and its citizens.
Addressing the gathering, the Prime Minister said he sees dynamism and felt energized while meeting with the future of Bhutan. The talk was conducted to meet the Prime Minister's wish to connect with the youth and convey India's interest to the young people of Bhutan. Along with the students, cabinet ministers, members of parliament and senior government officials were also present at the Prime Minister's address.
Let no limitation constrain you. I want to tell you, there is no better time to be young than now. The world today offers more opportunities than ever before. You have the power and potential to do extraordinary things which will impact generations to come. Find your real calling and pursue it with full passion.
Going beyond the traditional sectors of cooperation between the two countries, the Prime Minister also talked on seeking cooperation in new frontiers such as schools, space technology, digital payment and disaster management among the two countries to bring direct impact for youths.
It is crucial to connect scholars and academics beyond borders so that creativity and talent of our students bring them at par with the best in the world. Cooperation between India's National Knowledge Network and Bhutan's Dukren, which became a reality yesterday, will serve this purpose. It will provide secure and fast connectivity between our universities, research institutions, libraries, healthcare, and agricultural universities. I urge you all to make full use of this facility.
The Prime Minister also highlighted Bhutan and India's close bilateral relationship. He said besides geographical boundary, similarities in history, culture and spiritual traditions have created unique and deep bonds between the two countries.
India is fortunate to be the land where Prince Siddhartha became Gautam Buddha. Generations of monks, spiritual leaders, scholars, and seekers have burned that flame bright in Bhutan. They have also nurtured the special bond between India and Bhutan. We are fortunate to be the living vehicle of this great legacy. No other two countries in the world understand each other so well or share so much. And no two countries are such natural partners in bringing prosperity to their people.
More than 4,000 Bhutanese students are studying in India, and the Prime Minister expects more students over the years. The Prime Minister also informed the gathering that the Indian government is willing to welcome more students from Bhutan to the Nalanda University to pursue Buddhist studies. For Pema Chong, this is Sringdandu for BBS News.
The people of Gomtu in Samtse are grappling with dust and air pollution every day. Emissions from the cement industries coupled with dusty roads has led to increasing number of patients with dust-related eye, skin and respiratory issues at the Gomtu hospital.
Summer rain comes as a relief from both the dusty roads and dust emissions from the cement industries to the people of Gomtu. But when the weather stays dry and the cement plants are fully operational, this is how cloud of dust covers Gomtu.
The dust affects allergies a lot. My wife is suffering from allergies. The dust affects our vision. Sometimes the dust is too much and sometimes it is bearable. They emit more dust during the night and in the morning it will be like it snowed. Dust will be all over the place.
pneumonia top tetera anzumbe lugi anzumbe cough and cold anzumbe mashura anebegi luju anebe gomela nalula
theodi bemela an allergy purunme bola amsudi allergy namsab top be.
Those with flu cannot stand dust. I myself suffer from nose block and other health issues due to the dust. The medications only help for a while and it returns. Most people are suffering. Some children get pneumonia and other aerial respiratory infections.
The prolonged exposure to dust emitted from the two cement industries, Pendant Cement and Lucky Cement, has resulted in several dust pollution related health issues. The Gomtu hospital sees about 1,500 patients every month. This year, on an average, about 400 patients comes to the hospital with respiratory illness and about 350 with skin diseases, all with direct relation to the air pollution from the industries nearby. The eye unit of the hospital is also seeing an increasing number of pterygium cases. A pterygium is a non-cancerous tissue growth on the white part of the eye. Cases of dry eye syndrome, cornea-related problems, and inflammation of eyelids has also been widely reported. On an average, the hospital sees 36 dust pollution-related eye cases in a month. The National Environment Commission has set ambient air quality standards for different areas. The classifications are industrial area, mixed area where residential and commercial activities takes place, and sensitive areas which include schools and hospitals. Gomtu falls under all three categories. The permissible respirable particulate matter for an industrial area for a day is 200 micrograms per cubic meter, whereas it is 100 for mixed area and 75 for a sensitive area. But emissions from the cement factories suggest that the ambient air quality standards are not being met. However, there is no knowing if the standards are met since there are no high-volume dust samplers installed here in Gomtu by the National Environment Commission. The only real data that shows people are affected is from the number of people that are visiting hospital with dust-related illness. The Pendant Cement Authority says they are aware of the emissions from its plant. The company says it has a target to make its plant pollution-free by 2021. Some of the plans are to procure vacuum trucks to suck dust from the air, substituting coal with other sources of energy, and introducing improved technology to reduce dust pollution at source. Meanwhile, the Lucky Cement refused to comment on the issue. Sharabdoji, BBS News, Gomtu Samtse.
Now, what are considered as alternatives to plastic carry bags these days are not. According to the National Environment Commission, the so-called biodegradable plastic bags are all considered plastics as they are found to contain heavy metal additives.
At a press conference this morning, officials from the NEC said the reinforcement of plastic ban in April this year generated confusions and misconceptions among the public. So several traders took advantage of the situation and distributed tons of non-woven carry bags and supposed biodegradable bags. They added such bags were in use even before the enforcement of the ban, which further added to the confusion. Studies show that the biodegradable plastic bags currently being used in the market would at least take 50 years to degrade. The NEC officials said they will look into the matter soon after consulting relevant stakeholders and bringing on board the Royal Bhutan Police as well. The use of such plastic carry bags will be effectively monitored without causing any inconveniences to the users. Its ban will be implemented in a sustainable manner. At the moment, despite the ban, people continue to use plastic carry bags for its convenience and more so due to lack of awareness. As per the NEC, around 400 tons of plastic wastes are generated annually in the country today. The use of plastic carry bags, doma wrappers and ice cream pouches was first banned in 1999, considering the Bhutan's status as an environment-friendly country was threatened by non-biodegradable plastic bags. The rule also applies to vegetable packed in plastics and homemade snacks such as roasted rice and flattened maize, among other homemade plastic packaged products. As per the ban regulation, defaulters are levied a fine of 500 yutam for the first time. Repeated offence by the vendors will lead to the cancellation of their business license as well. This is Sringdandu for BBS News.
Within the last 2 months, Bhutan recorded close to 1,500 dengue cases from 15 hospitals and basic health units. The first confirmed case was reported from Phinseling on 5th July.
As per the Health Ministry's records, on an average, 44 dengue positive cases were reported almost on a daily basis since 1st July. The outbreak was more prevalent in the southern region and majority of the cases were reported from the Phinseling Hospital. Few dengue positive cases were also reported from the Paro Hospital. For the first time, there was a dengue outbreak in Doksum Tashiansi. The district hospital reported 57 positive cases. Meanwhile, with 3 cases, Jomotsanka Basic Health Unit has the least reported cases so far. Besides infecting thousands, the mosquito-borne tropical disease also claimed 2 lives. The deaths were reported at the National Referral Hospital in Thimphu and Phinseling Hospital. With an increasing number of people coming for dengue fever tests, some hospitals have also been facing shortage of dengue testing kits. For Pema Sewang, Sonam Pem for BBS News.
More than half of the university graduates could not make it to the main exam of the civil service examination this year. A total of 3,256 graduates appeared the preliminary examination. The result was declared on Thursday with the cut-off percentage at 50. According to the Commission, this year there are 683 vacancies in the civil service. Of it, most are in education and technical service. The main exams will begin from 11th October. And after almost 11 months, the magnetic resonance imaging (MRI) service at the National Referral Hospital in Thimphu has resumed. The service was suspended to upgrade the machine.
Since yesterday, the hospital has been able to conduct the MRI test for 16 patients with the upgraded machine. The MRI is a safe and painless test that uses the radio waves, powerful magnets and a computer to create detailed images inside the body. According to Prabha Katil, the hospital's head of biomedical engineering services, the MRI machine at the Jigme Doji Wangchuk National Referral Hospital was in use for about 12 years and failed to function properly. Upgrading the MRI machine and resuming its service, however, was not expected to take this long. Initially, the task was scheduled to be complete by January this year.
MRI is not a small machine. It has lots of, stepwise procedure while upgrading the machine. So, starting from availability of the spare parts, the materials, building the walls, we had a series of procedures to be followed before upgrading the machine, and we had to order the parts from as far as Bangkok and India, so that took a lot of time.
While the machine was being upgraded since October last year, the hospital, at its expense, referred 74 patients to Siliguri in India for the MRI test. Another 670 patients are in line waiting for the test.
Those were the patients who really required MRI service urgently and who could not wait for such a long time. So those critical patients have been taken care, and some of the cases have been also covered by CT scan. So the patients those are waiting are the ones that could wait, and those that required routine scanning. So we have 670 patients in line.
The service is available as usual from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. The off-hour clinic, which is from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., will also be resumed for the test.
I wanted to clarify, we have upgraded the machine. So we have changed the entire system. We have already, optimally used the machine for 12 years, for over 12 years. And we have upgraded the machine. So the entire system is changed. We have a better service, better image quality.
The government spent around 40 million to upgrade the machine. Choni Dama for BBS News.
Well, that's all we have for this week. See you next time. Until then, this is Samtan Dolkar saying goodbye.